I want to get to our health topic. This is a big one today because I didn't narrow in on something, like something very like an issue today. Today, I feel so compelled to talk about this because as I was walking around, traveling through Connecticut, and New York, and Massachusetts, man, I see unhealthiness everywhere. And it pushes me to do my work because there's a lot of people out there that need help. And they're being ill-advised. I'll just say it. They're being advised that, they got to have this procedure, they got to take this thing, and gosh, if it ain't making them sicker. So it's really important that people understand that health is really not that complicated. Now, you have to be diligent and you have to persevere, especially in today's world, because it's not set up for you to be successful with your health. It's actually set up for the opposite. They have it set up, and I believe it is on purpose, right? Because sick people feed this system. And so the most radical thing you can do right now is be healthy. Be healthy. And here's the thing. And even, listen to this, man. Listen to this. Even Huberman. Am I as smart as Huberman? You know who Huberman is? He's got this, insanely a popular podcast. He's this great big muscly guy, and he's just super popular, right? Turns out, I guess I'm as smart as Huberman. Listen to this.
I just give the following instruction. Just say, you can eat meat, fish, eggs, fruit, and vegetables. You're not going to eat bread, pasta, rice, tortillas, anything else. If it's not in that short list, water, coffee, or tea are fine. You're not eating it. What you find is that people who've been eating a lot of processed foods and excess carbohydrates and fats together, when they switch to eating meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, and fruit, and nothing else, except, of course, drinking enough water, coffee. No, you're not drinking alcohol. No, you're not drinking milk, etc. What you find is they lose a lot of fat very, very quickly, very fast, mostly because they bring their caloric intake down below what they need each day in terms of their activity. They're in a caloric deficit, as it's called, but they're very sated. Protein is very satiating. You have a ribeye steak, you don't really want a second, but you could have a second one and a salad and you're good. Then watch, you eat one bite of pasta or bread and all of a sudden you're hungry for more of that. And this has to do with the way that carbohydrates impact our appetite. I'm not demonizing carbohydrates. This is not a ketogenic diet. But what you find is, and Jake.
Yeah. I mean, I've been saying that for years. And yeah, I know the keto people get mad and the carnivore people get mad and the all the other people, what diet do you prefer? There isn't a name for it. I guess maybe the real food diet, like the whole food diet. I don't know, but let me tell you, okay, there are lots of practitioners out there that will take thousands of dollars of your money. They will. And they will push thousands of dollars of supplements on you and tell you, you must have them, you must have them. And I don't know, maybe if you're dealing with a very serious disease, then yeah, you might, you probably do need that. Maybe you do need that. But if you're just somebody that's man, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and I'm fat and I don't want to be fat and, I would really like for my joints not to ache more. And, I can show you how to do that. And it's not going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's not going to be some, strictly keto diet, this, that. I think you can get it done for 85% of the time, where you're doing what you need to do 85 to 90% of the time. I mean, if you really want fast results, you want to stick to it 100% of the time for a few months or whatever, cool, do it. Yeah. Eggs, meat, fish. And, there's a lot of different meats, right? Ground chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, steak, chicken breast, chicken thighs, pork, like tons of meat. Fish, tons of fish, scallops, shrimp, whitefish, salmon, tuna. Like there's a lot of different things here. Fruits, my gosh. I mean, fruits, you can go on and on. I love fruit. Like, a lot of people are like, don't eat fruit, carnivore, keto, don't eat fruit. I know. No, I eat fruit. And vegetables, yeah. I can't think of a bad one. Now, would I hunker down and eat like an all potato diet because it's pretty starchy? No, I wouldn't. But like, I don't avoid potatoes. I feel like, if God put it on the earth, then you're probably okay eating it. Where we got into trouble is with all this fake stuff, right? All this stuff that we dump all this garbage into to try to make it last longer and sit on the shelf longer. I think that's where we went wrong. That is. I would add butter, and I would add olive oil and I would add avocado oil and, eat real food. Eat real food. Okay. Drink good water, electrolytes. You need water with electrolytes in order to hydrate your body. It's not good enough to just drink gallons of water, plain old water. You need electrolytes in there. You need salt, okay, to make sure you hydrate. Again, it's about the detox pathways, right? If we're going to get this stuff moving, we got to get it out of the body too. Sleep. You need 8 hours of sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Your body goes through a detox system. Again, you got to support the detox pathways. Are you getting it here? Like it's really about keeping things moving through the body, the traditional Chinese medicine, no congestion, very little congestion, try to keep things zipping through the highway of your body. Support your lymph system, right? A little bouncing, walking. Gosh, walking with weight, huge fat burner. Walking with weight. So, whether you get one of those crazy weighted vests that we're all getting made fun of for wearing, I love that. But they work. If you do that, or maybe you just put something in a backpack and hit the road and do that every day. You got to manage your emotions too. This is a big one that nobody wants to talk about. They don't want to talk about that emotions impact your health, but they do. I wish they didn't, but they do. And so you got to deal with that. You got to be able to deal with how you're managing stress, right? You got to have some faith. I mean, I don't know how to help people that don't have any faith at all. I don't know what you're going to rely on, but you got to come up with something. You got to have faith. You got to understand that this thing's bigger than you, What else? What are the basics here? Sleep, you got to manage stress. You got to have some faith. You got to touch nature. Gosh, when I was in New York, just the wall to wall screens, and then the amount of like exhaust that was coming off of all of these buildings, and then the absolute like disconnection of the people walking on the streets because they're all buried in their portals. Felt like a different planet a little bit, and I wondered as I heard girls, in the dance studio kind of like, oh, I love New York. I thought, man, have you ever been on a farm? Have you ever seen the open road? Have you ever seen the mountains? Like, I get it. You're young and you want to be in the mix of things, but like that place felt soulless to me. Absolutely soulless. And it correlates when you think about why people are so sick. If they're living in those environments, man, I don't know how you're doing it. You need nature. It's your feet in the grass, morning sunlight. Don't complicate it. You totally can do it. You've been listening and watching to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We've been off for a few days, but it's really good to be back. And we'll be back here again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. See you then.